so Mike, like, you was with somebody because you was telling them when you were about to get ready to explode. And it caught me off surprise. I said, what? He said, yeah, he like, you was telling somebody when you was about to explode. I'm like, I don't know what you talking about. He like, don't worry about it. He like, you want to hit this one more time? I'm like, not when I say he blew me, he blew me. So we end up going inside the store and prepare to open it because everything was set up. We just needed to open the doors. He cut the music on, the Starbucks music on, and, you know, other employees are coming, but my mind was messed up, right? So I was on the making the drinks. I was the barista. So I'm over there making the drinks, and I'm just like, how did he know that? I'm talking about he had me puzzled, like, only how you would know that if you was there, and only how you would know that if you was the one that snuck in the crib, right? So I'm like, something ain't right. I just felt that something wasn't right. So I just kept working, and I couldn't wait to get off. But Marisol, she comes to work. I see her, and she looking, so she waved to me, right? Like, and so I was like, you know, just, you know what I'm saying, just simple nod, like, So Mike, I see Mike peeping. He on the register. He looks down at me, but I look, but I'm steady calling out the drinks. So I'm talking to some of the customers. I'm always customer friendly, so all the customers always talk to me. So I was always talking to the ladies. The ladies always thought I was charming. So they was always talking to me like, hey, Ro, what's going on? How are you feeling? So I always just had my small talk, right? So boom, as I'm sitting there working at my shift getting ready to end, I look at Marisol like, hey, I need to talk to you before I go. Like, I'm like, Sally, I'm talking to her. So Mike was like, all right, Ro, he like, you can clock out. Right? He see me talking to Marisol. He like, all right, Ro, you can clock out. I'm like, all right. So I went on ahead, I clocked out. So I went in the back where the coats was hanging at so I can, you know, change on stuff and put my coat on. So Marisol straight walked off the floor. They got a lot of baristas there. It's like, as long as somebody covering her spot. So Marisol walks off the floor and come back there where I'm at. I'm like, hey, Mike, he said something about me exploding. She said, wait, what? I'm like, basically like, he knew that I was doing it, or you was there while I was doing it with you last night. She said, are you serious? So she said, what the, right? Straight like that. I was like, yeah. She said, how you know that? I'm like, that's what he told me. So he was like, Marisol. He like, Marisol, Marisol. So she like, yeah, why you calling my name like that? He like, come on, I need you on the floor. He like, we got another line. He like, we got 3 registers open. He like, I need you. Come on, what you doing? He like, it's time for Ro to get off, not you. Straight like that. But see, I never really jumped in because they've been friends. I don't know like how far they really go back. Like, and then plus me and her just started talking. So I really don't know. But he better slow his roll. Slow it down, Mr. Steven. You're like, you're doing too much. So I went on ahead. And so I went in the line and I just ordered a cup of water. And so I went down there so I could be able to talk to Marisol. So she was like, she told me, Jess, I'm like, I got you. So I went on ahead and I went straight, look, I hopped right on a train. Now, look, let me tell you, it's already far to get from work to that place. It was far. It was like on Drake Street. It was far. So I gets on the train. Boom. I finally gets there. But before I get on the block, I get a text from Mike like, hey, you going to be, you know, at the spot. He was talking about his place, that place. He like, you going to be at the spot, or he like, you going to be somewhere else tonight? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I'll keep you posted. But I went straight there. Boom, put the key in. I went straight upstairs. I hurried up and went upstairs. I ain't try to walk softly or nothing. If your baby mama or your ex-wife, whoever she is to you here, oh well. I going on up there, boom. I shut the door. I come from the back way. So now I'm looking at the monitors, the smoke monitors, but it is some extra monitors in there. So I'm looking at this monitor on the wall, and it's like just flashing. It's just flashing like if it need batteries. But when you look, you can tell that it doesn't take any batteries. So I grabbed it and I snatched it off the wall, right? And it needed a screwdriver. So I went in the kitchen. He had like, you know, like how people are trying to clean it up. So he had like garbage bags, but I was opening up the drawers. But it was only like some scissors. So I used the scissors to untwist the screw and got the screw off. And it was just wires out. I ripped the wires out. Oh my mama, like, look, I put that on. Jesus Christ, I promise you, I ripped the cords out, and I was still looking for ones like that. So I saw another one in the bathroom, did the same thing. Dining room, did the same thing. Then it was one that was like, you know, like how you plug like in the socket, like an air freshener thing. But I noticed, it wasn't no time on it, and I never saw the air freshener. It didn't skirt out like a something, like it didn't smell like nothing. The house didn't have like a smell of like if it had an air freshener in the house. So I, just to be on the safe side, I took that and I straight just opened up the window and just tossed it at the next door neighbors. Now the next door neighbors, it looked like it was abandoned spot because it had like a beat up truck, like messed up in the back. It was just real bad, right? It was real bad out there. So I was like, ain't nobody gonna be looking over there. Look like nobody cut the grass or nothing at all. So I just tossed it over there. And then I'm just sitting there like, yo, he probably had the whole crib bugged. So as I do another